Everyone thinks risotto has to be expensive. Fancy rice, expensive white wine, olive oil, parmesan cheese, and homemade chicken stock. Well, I'm here to tell you that's nonsense. Yes, you can have all this fancy stuff, expensive ingredients, but you don't need to. We're all in a cost of living crisis. No one's got any bloody money. So I'm going to show you how to make a simple pea and basil risotto. It's going to be delicious, nice summery vibe to it, and it's going to be under £2 for the entire thing. So that's like, well, it's going to feed about 3 to 4 people, so let's say 50p a portion. No fancy ingredients, no shortcuts, just simple, easy, tasty risotto on a budget. So come on, let's crack on. Now obviously all the ingredients will be listed below in the video description. We do need to do a bit of prep here. So I've got my shallots, garlic and basil. You can use like 1 large shallot, but these are quite small, so I'm going to use 2. And we've got the rice. Now I'm using carnaroli rice. You don't have to use this. It does make a creamier risotto, but your arborio, your standard kind of risotto rice, is going to work just the same. So what I've got here then is a couple of shallots, and all I'm going to do is peel those. You know the drill. I've got a bowl here to stick my crap in. You can use onion as well. If you've got like a small red onion or white onion, that's absolutely fine. Then all I'm going to do is cut them down the middle lengthways. And you want to cut these nice and fine. If they're too like thick and chunky, they're going to take too long to cook down and soften. So nice sharp knife, which this is actually, unlike my others. All right, and then just finely dice it until they kind of look something a little bit like that. Okay, nice and fine. Next thing, the garlic. Okay, I think the secret to this risotto is using fresh ingredients. So use your fresh basil, you know, fresh garlic, none of that jarred crap. And just kind of roughly chop it first, and then just work your knife through that and get it nice and fine. Okay, until it's nice and fine as well, like that. Your basil, don't chop it now, all right? We want it as fresh as possible, so we'll tear that in towards the end. So leave that as is. Just give it a quick wash. You know, I've got mine out my garden, but you can use like shop bought stuff. It's absolutely fine, but make sure it's fresh. So now what we can do is actually start cooking. Now you can of course use like, you know, fancy olive oil and stuff like that, but I'm trying to keep the cost down here for you. So I'm going to go in with just some plain old sunflower oil. Just like, I don't know, tablespoon or so. And for a bit of extra flavour, I'm going to add some butter. Okay, little knob like that. I mean, it's not actually butter, is it? It's bloody Aldi's own Lurpak dupe. Oh no, seed oils, shut up. Right, and then I'm going to get my hob on, which needs cleaning, to about 3, and get that butter melted. Okay, so now as that butter's melted, we can go straight in with our diced shallot. Here we go. Okay, so what we want to do is just gently soften these shallots. You don't want them to brown. Well, if you do, just only a little. All right, you want to get them nice and soft, get that cooking process started before we add the rice. So nice and gently. So whilst it's doing that, we're going to measure out the rice. Just go over here. And 250 grams is going to be plenty. All right, risotto rice swells up quite a lot, so you might not think it's enough, but it is. So at this point, those shallots are starting to soften. We're going to add the rice. Okay, and what we're trying to do here is sort of crack the rice. It sort of opens up the grains and it allows that liquid to get absorbed even better. Okay, resulting in a much better risotto, much creamier risotto, and just make it all around nicer, really. So I'm going to sort of toast this off for, I don't know, like 3 to 5 minutes, nice and gently, not too high. And then at that point, you can add some white wine to it as well and kind of reduce that down. But again, I'm trying to keep the cost low. And, you know, in this economy and the way the world is, we're all flipping depressed, sad, annoyed, pissed off. So you probably want to drink the wine instead of add it to a risotto. Julian! You know, you do you. And whilst that's doing that, I'm just going to get my chicken stock out. You can use veg stock if you want to make this like fully vegetarian. I don't know which is which, because I've got beef stock in here as well, but I don't know which is which because they're all the same colour flipping packets, so I kind of have to open them. That looks like a chicken stock, and that looks like a chicken stock. So 2 of them, I'm just going to plop those in there whilst that rice is doing. I've filled my kettle up with water. I'm not going to make the stock up just yet, because I want this stock to be really hot when we start making the risotto, because if it's cold, it's going to take a lot longer to cook because you're cooling down the rice. So you want hot stock, that's the secret. And I think what I'm going to do as well is add the garlic. Stir that in, give it another couple of minutes, just to take the rawness out of that garlic. And I've got the kettle on, so I'm just going to flip that on. Oh, helps if you switch it on at the switch, Adam. There you go, so get our water boiling for our stock. So you're going to want about a litre, but we're not going to add all of it at once. We're going to add a bit at a time. So, okay, it should go in a bit like that. It should immediately start sizzling like that. Immediately start stirring. And as you stir, that stock will start to get absorbed into the rice. I've overshot the shallots a little bit as I've been filming, so they have kind of taken on a bit too much colour than what I'd want, but you shouldn't have that problem because you're not making a YouTube video, are you? And the secret to a risotto as well is don't leave it alone. Don't walk away, don't go and watch telly, don't go and sit in the garden with your cinzano and lemonade or whatever. You've got to keep stirring and agitating it. Okay, it's really important to get that creamy texture. So now that stock's absorbed, we can add a little bit more. Here we go. And keep agitating that rice. Keep stirring. And also make sure that any rice that's kind of stuck to the spoon, just make sure you get it off. And the sides as well, because if you leave them on the sides, obviously you're going to get raw bits of rice in your risotto. Okay, and just keep working it. Pour yourself a glass, stand at the hob, get your extractor on if you want, and just kind of keep working that rice. Keep going and going and going, repeating the process. And the whole thing should take about 25 to 30 minutes. It may take a bit longer, you know, it kind of depends how hot your hob is. And again, that's important. Don't let your rice and your hob cool too much because it will just take ages and ages and ages. So keep a nice moderate heat in your pan. See how it's bubbling there? That's what you want. Right, so we're about 15 minutes in. Right, you see how creamy that's becoming. The rice isn't fully cooked yet. You see I've still got a bit of stock left, but just keep going. The key here is to keep mixing it, keep stirring it to agitate the starch in that rice. At this stage, I'm going to add a little bit of salt, pinch of salt. So taste as you go. Obviously, you're going to be biting into raw rice, but you just want to kind of taste it, you know, for saltiness, because obviously you're going to be salting your stock. And I also want some black pepper in there. There we go. I like mine quite peppery. What I am going to do is just kind of test this rice, see how far we are along for it to being cooked. I don't think it's far off, to be fair. Been about 20 minutes or so. It's got the tiniest little bite to it, which is what we want. But what it does need is a bit of acid, definitely. And if you're adding some white wine at the beginning, you probably won't need it. You know, we've got creaminess in there, there's a lot of saltiness. We've got the sweetness of the peas when we add them, the shallots. So we just need a little bit of acid. I'm using some red wine vinegar because that's what I've got, but lemon juice will work just as well. In fact, probably better. And then I'm going to add a little bit more stock. We shouldn't need much more now. The next thing we need to add are some peas. So I'm using frozen because that's what I've got. And if you're lucky enough to have some fresh ones in your garden, use those. Unfortunately, mine died. I think it's due to down to these flipping heat waves we've been having. They just gave up, so I haven't got any fresh ones this year. Here we go, so you can see it nicely bubbling away there. Don't worry about the frozen peas, they will cook in that residual heat, so don't stress. And then taking your basil, just rip it in. Without chopping it nice and fine, just tear it in. And then just for a bit of extra richness, I'm going to add a good old knob of butter. Nice generous knob. I know it's not butter. I know people in the comments moaning it's not butter, but you know, we make do, aren't we? We're making do. And this is entirely optional, but I've got some toasted pine nuts here. I'm going to add a few of those on top. If you're going to do this, don't use too many because it will take over the flavour. But just a few, give it that nice toasty, nutty kind of flavour and give it a bit of extra crunch. Okay, so it's basil, pine nuts, pesto, innit? And then you have an absolutely banging, budget-busting pea and basil risotto. That was a flipping mouthful. Whole thing costs under £2, so that's like 50p a portion. So not only is it tasty, it's bloody cheap as well. You can't go wrong. And the thing with the risotto though is you've got to serve it up straight away. I mean, this has been sitting for a little while because, you know, photos, B-roll, all that kind of stuff. So if you're making this at home, make sure you serve it right away. Go in. Still banging. Creamy, salty, buttery. Got the sweet pop from the peas. Fresh basil, and it was cheap as bloody chips, wasn't it? You've got a bit of grated parmesan to chuck over the top. That's going to be even better. Yes, you could chuck some white wine in at the beginning, but that's not the point. The point is you know, let's face it, this is where this channel's going right now, as I'm showing you how to take really cheap ingredients and make something really tasty for not a lot of money. But I'm going to go because I'm sweating my tits off here. It's flipping warm again. All my grass has died, by the way. That's all dead. But quickly before I go, if you want to support this channel even further, become a member. All right, I've only got one at the minute, and that's my sister. All right, I'm trying to build build up more membership so I can offer more content, more background stuff, you know, member only access to videos. So click down below, look at all the different perks, and if you want to join, you can. But don't worry if you don't want to, nothing changes for you. So anyway, I'm going to bugger off. I'll see you next time. Ta-ra for now.